All right, it is time now once again for the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. My name is Elias Melas, but you can call me Eli for short. And who is this amazing lady to my right?
I'm Dawn Ledgerwood, your girlfriend.
That's right. You are Dawn Ledgerwood, my girlfriend, and your job is to put up with all my shit, right?
It's a taxing job. It really is. With no pay.
Yeah. It's been a very interesting week here at the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. And I'm going to start off by saying, and I'm not going to lie, I'm exhausted. I am extremely exhausted, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, everything. And I got to keep it real, right, babe?
Oh, God, yeah. That's what we're all about.
Yeah. And it's been exhausting for you as well, hasn't it been?
Absolutely exhausting. I'm at my limit. I'm just ready to hibernate like the bears do. It's just so tiring that I just want to sleep all winter long.
Yeah. But anyway, despite the exhaustion, and you can tell we are tired, but we are dedicated to the show. And we believe in consistency. We didn't want to take a week off. We wanted to keep on, pushing forward and persevering and prospering and setting a great example, right, baby?
Oh, yeah. No, this is our job, and we want to do this for our audience, and we don't want to let them down. So, yeah, we're here. Let's go.
Yeah. No, it is our job, but I more so like to call it our purpose. I really feel this is our purpose and our calling.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But, it is our job. It's our business. And so, with that being said, it is our purpose, our business. And, you know what I was trying to say, buddy?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you were trying to say. And during the first part of the show, I'm going to share my thoughts regarding, how I've been feeling in general. I'm not going to really go into details on why I've been feeling that way. But, I really want people to know where I'm coming from, where my head and heart is at. And I want people to understand that, sometimes, even though I don't intend to come off a certain way of being rude, being obnoxious, being overwhelming, it comes off that way. It's about the public perception. Nowadays, it doesn't matter, how well your intentions are or how good your intentions are. What matters is how you come off and how the public perceives you, right, baby?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes everything, is how the public perceives you. That's the only way we can move ahead.
Absolutely. The topic of episode number 18 of the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast is discussing malicious YouTubers / influencers. One more time. Episode number 18 of the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. The topic is discussing malicious YouTubers / influencers. Now, you and I, babe, have seen so much content lately regarding not only YouTubers, but influencers in general. You and I watch a cable / satellite station called News Nation. That's where former CNN, reporter or announcer or journalist Chris Cuomo used to work for CNN. He now has been working for News Nation for years, and he has a primetime show every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific live, and then the replays happen throughout the rest of the night. but he's talked a lot about, how the influencers nowadays, especially the ones on YouTube, because that's the prominent platform, and we are on YouTube. The video version of this podcast is on our main YouTube channel, GNA Genuine Personal Development. We also are, running this audio only throughout the entire podcast network. Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, your very favorite baby, iHeartRadio, and the rest of them. But Chris Cuomo has said, it's ridiculous what a lot of these podcasters do out there nowadays. The podcasters with the big headphones, and I wear the big headphones. I have the big fucking headphones.
Mine are a little small.
Well, you've got the nice Sony ones. I've got the Tascams. Anyway, maybe I should switch to Sony. I have another brand new set of Sony headphones just like yours, but I bought these before you moved in. So, I'm going to be using these. And I have actually 2 more brand new backups of the Tascams. So it'll be a while before I'm using the Sony like you, baby.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is that, Chris Cuomo says that, a lot of times these people, they lie, they stretch the truth, and they do it because drama sells. They do it for the clicks and the attention and the ad revenue and sponsors and all of that. What are your thoughts regarding, influencers nowadays? Do you feel that most influencers that are successful are doing things the wrong way? They're pushing the lines of what is ethical or even legal. And they do it because people will just drop everything to tune into that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is it. And people get sucked in. Like, with any kind of drama show, you get sucked into the storyline. And that's what happens. People will drop and watch, because they're sucked in. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, that's what we were talking about. We're talking about that it seems like nowadays creating genuine and authentic content comes off more fake than the actual fake content.
Yeah. I mean, it is, the perception out there on YouTube. People are looking for the drama. They're looking for the crama, whatever you want to call it. And, unfortunately, drama sells. We're not going to lie about that. But there's a way to have appropriate drama without making it malicious and harmful to other people.
Yeah. And again, it seems like for the people like us, and I'm just going to speak for myself because you're going to speak for yourself, baby. Even though we're a team, we're a couple, we love each other. You're your own voice. And I want to make that very clear. You have your own voice, and you are entitled to your independent voice beyond myself or anyone else. And it's the same thing for myself here. So, a lot of times when I speak on things, I'm not speaking on your behalf. I'm not speaking on anyone else's behalf besides myself. And I feel because maybe I'm too nice of a guy. And I've been the nice guy in my younger days, especially to women. And I'm still a good dude, don't get me wrong. I treat ladies with respect. I hope you feel I treat you as best as possible. That's what my intentions are. But in my younger days, I used to, suck up to people and kiss their asses and basically just bow down to them just to try to please them so they wouldn't get upset. And people walked all over me. And as I got older, I learned that, I need to stand up for myself and stand up for what I believe in. And some people are not going to like it, but others will. That's just life. Half the people in this world and half the people on social media, if you're a podcaster like we are, or YouTubers like we are, or content creators like we are, not everyone's going to like you. Half the people are going to just hate you. Half the people actually, they hate themselves, and they project their hatred onto anyone that they perceives in a better place than they are, like us, right? Makes sense, baby?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so, with that being said, I'm not going to get into any details, and I was debating on whether I wanted to talk about this or not. I'm not going to mention any names or details. I'm going to be very basic because I want to share with people why I think the way I think, why I feel the way I feel. And I also want to say that I respect everyone's opinions. I respect a lot of people have tried to praise me for things in the past, and I've never been good at accepting compliments. That's something that I will probably never be good at, accepting compliments, because I've always been the kind of person that, I prefer to give than take. But if I don't take my fair share, my cup is going to become so empty that I'm not going to be able to keep on doing this to help people. So I understand I need to keep my cup full enough to be able to keep doing what I'm doing. But I was involved in a legal case earlier this week. We're actually recording this on Sunday, July 20th, 2025. And this will be released throughout the entire podcast network on Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. And today's my name day, by the way. Today is the day we're recording this. July 20th is Prophet Elijah's birthday. And in the Greek Orthodox culture, we celebrate name days. And typically, people in the Greek Orthodox culture are named after, a prophet. Or my brother, his name is Christos, actually, Chris for short. He's named after Jesus Christ. So his birthday is, his name day is on Christmas Day, December 25th. So that's an example there. So today is Prophet Elijah's birthday, and it's my name day. Don and I are going to have a dinner with my mother later on.
A nice Greek dinner.
A nice Greek dinner, actually. Yeah. Go figure, right?
Well, you're Greek.
Well, yeah. Last time I checked, I'm Greek. But so I'm not going to get into details. Basically, somebody from YouTube took me to court to try to get a stalking injunction on me. They're in Florida, and we're here in California, over 2,000 miles away. The case was dismissed by the judge. And that's as far as I'm going to get into it, because what I want to mention here is something that's even been bothering people that care for me, such as my lady here. And I fully respect you, babe. I love you. I respect where you're coming from. Other people in the organization, such as our other executives that have been on the podcast with us before, Sandra Palacio and Tia. Sandra is our Director of Public Relations, and Tia is our Director of Special Events. Shout out to the both of them. They're wonderful ladies, right?
Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful ladies.
Wonderful, beautiful ladies with beautiful heads and hearts. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better team. I couldn't ask for a better team to move the vision of this organization forward. But, when the case was dismissed, and it was a ridiculous case. I've never stalked or harassed anyone. All I've ever done is defend myself on YouTube from the crazies that have come at myself, and that's been going on for the last 7 to 8 years. Dawn and I have been together almost 4 years, and she's been dealing with it for the last probably 3.5 years or so. All I've ever done is defend myself, and same with you, right, babe?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you're talking directly.
Yeah, no. You have. Well, same. It goes both ways. I think everybody does that. They both have their opinions and what, so it goes both ways.
Yes, but so the case was dismissed. And everybody, that supports us here at the GNA or supports me, because this was, directly about me. I was taken to court, for a stalking petition. Everybody was saying that, Eli, you won, congratulations, you won. And, they were saying that the other person lost. And I understand what everyone means by that, and I appreciate everyone that feels that way. But honestly, like I said publicly on YouTube, since that case happened a few days ago, as of the day of this recording, I really don't feel I won anything, and I really don't feel the other guy lost. I really don't feel this case was about a win or a loss. It was about he was either going to get the injunction or not. Now, what this is going to cost that guy through the court of public opinion, that's a different story. Obviously, it's going to affect him. And does this, I guess, kind of make me look somewhat good or good through the court of public opinion? Maybe so. But I'm not looking at this as a win. And I wanted to share why from the bottom of my heart. Because, again, first of all, this was an injunction case to see if the petitioner that filed an injunction, or, to try to get an injunction regarding stalking, all it was about is if he was going to get it or not, and he didn't. And I really feel, and we talked about this, and I respect your opinion, babe. I love you. I'm just sharing my thoughts from my heart and soul. I hope that's okay.
Mm-hmm. It's your show.
I really, it's our show. It's our show. Please understand that, and your name is first, actually. So it's more your show than mine.
Well, D comes before E.
I also have you, it's also titled Dawn and Eli Take on the World. Because you know what I learned? I paid attention in school. It is proper to mention the other person first. And you say Dawn and I. A lot of people get this wrong. They say me and Dawn. People that say me and whoever.
That's improper English.
Improper. Amen. Double high five, triple high five, and quadruple high five for that. Improper English. Not only is it improper English, it is rude to mention yourself before the other person. It's always polite to be courteous and respectful to anyone you're addressing. So yes, it's the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast, and you're my woman. I will always put you and your name above my name. I'm not saying I'm putting myself beneath you. We're at the same level, but that's just my respect for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But honestly, and I really want everyone out there that's going to watch this, or that's watching this, to understand where I'm coming from. I really feel most of you, I'm not saying you don't care about me. I'm not saying that, you're trying to be malice in any way, but I think for the people out there that are saying, I'm a winner in this and the other person's a loser, I think what's more important to them is the fact that the other guy got the loss because they can't stand this guy. Now, I'm not saying they're not trying to be supportive, of me. I feel to a certain extent they are. But I think for most of the people that saw what happened in this, stalking case between myself and this guy, I think most of them are more focused on making this guy look like a fool and just calling him out and maybe, using the situation to make content, right? Maybe they've had their own issues with this guy, and many people have. But I really feel it's more about his loss than my win. And the thing is, again, I don't look at it as a win or a loss. I look at it as due process was served. I am Greek American. My family came here from Greece. I'm first generation here in America, Greek American. I am proud of my culture, but I'm a fucking American. And I believe in the Constitution. And I believe in due process. And I feel that due process was served. And I'm a little teary-eyed emotional right now because all I care about is the right outcome happening according to our Constitution and our laws and due process. You know, I don't give a shit about the praise. It's nice, great. You know, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But what I care more about when it comes to me and anyone else is the right thing happening. And I care more about giving praise to other people. I've had enough praise in my life. I've experienced everything in life. I've been through so much, good, bad, indifferent. And all I want to do is help people that are struggling to figure out life like I used to struggle on how to figure out life. Now, life is a learning process until the day you die. You learn something new each and every day, which I still do. We both do, right? Everyone still learns, right? But I feel I've learned enough to be a good, reasonable, decent adult human being at the age of 51. But there are many other people that are struggling, and I want to focus more on helping them get to our level, and then also helping them, once they get to our level, to understand that, you know, it's still going to be a learning process for the rest of your life. So I just want people to understand I appreciate all of you that are calling me a winner and calling the guy a loser. But I don't see it as a win or a loss. And I'm not out here to bash anyone or try to destroy someone's life or ruin someone's career. All I've ever done is defend myself from people that have tried to destroy my life and ruin my career. And I feel many of the things that I've done over the last year and a half between, properly getting the protections needed for the GNA organization, such as getting the business license here in Redwood City, California, where we live, getting the LLC through the Secretary of State's office here in California, getting the DBA through the county's office here in San Mateo County, where Don and I live, etc. And, our registered trademark is about to re-register any day now with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. We've also filed several of our images and videos for copyright protection through the U.S. Library of Congress, also known as the United States Copyright Office. So, and Don knows this, I've worked tirelessly on this laptop you see right here. And I've done it all by myself. I didn't hire anyone to do it. I didn't hire an attorney. I didn't ask Don for help. Don's been willing to help me with anything. I did it all myself. I wrote it all up. I submitted it myself. I paid for it myself. At the same time, I've been doing my Walking with Purpose streams on YouTube every day. Don and I have had a lot of appointments that we've gone to regularly to better her health. There's been a lot going on, and it can be a little overwhelming at times. But again, I appreciate people saying nice things. I do appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that people are seeing me as a winner here. It's just, I don't see it that way. People are saying, yeah, you're being too nice. Maybe he's a really humble guy. I truly consider myself to be a humble guy. And I'll say humbly speaking, well, I call myself a humble guy because that's how I feel I am. And I don't want people to think that, I'm just, discrediting anyone or anything, or discrediting myself, or, not thinking clearly or whatever. To me, this is all about just due process happening, the right thing, the right outcome happened, and now it's time to move onwards and upwards to bigger and better things. What are your thoughts about what I said, baby? And feel free to talk as much as you want. It's our show together.
Yeah. Well, I want to start off by saying, and I'm speaking for myself, not the rest of the people. I felt that, and maybe saying it's a win is not the right word, but I do feel that you set a precedent of what you've been saying for years, and you protected your rights. You stood up for yourself, and it paid off. That's why we're proud, and that's why we're happy, and we're saying it's a win. It doesn't have to be win-loss. It's like you got a personal win from your hard work in protecting your own image. And that right there. Then the other thing is, yes, you don't want to destroy anybody's life, but just as a saying, you did destroy him in court. And that's something to be proud of, because that means you had everything in order of what the judge and the court needed. And he came in with a binder of bullshit, and the judge saw right through it. He did not present his case in a professional way. So the judge automatically was just like, dude, slow down and, really think about what you're saying, dude. But that's why we're so happy for you in this, because we've seen the abuse firsthand. And I firsthand have seen the effects of the abuse. And that comes, and as well as our executive team.
Yeah.
We are constantly in communication with them, and we can all see it, and we know what it meant to you. And so that is our relief. That is our happiness. That is our excitement. And because we've been Team Eli since day one. And so, when you're supporting, quote unquote, like a team or something, that's from day one. And whenever, I'm going to go back to my baseball analogies. I'm a Giants fan, and, I don't care win or lose. I'm a fan every day. Mm-hmm. But when they win, I celebrate. When they lose, I say, you know what? They did the best they could, whatever.
Well, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from regarding like a sporting event, for example. Someone has to win and someone has to lose, right? But even in a sporting event, you see these baseball players, for example, whether they win or lose, most of the time, they're very humble and they appreciate having the opportunity to play in the major leagues and getting paid a fucking ridiculous amount of money to hit a ball with a stick.
Yeah.
Right? To literally just hit a ball with a stick. Right? And so they're humble, and in their heads and their hearts, do they want to win? Sure. Who doesn't want to win, and who doesn't want to win, and who actually wants to lose? No one wants to lose. Everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be a winner and a loser, pretty much in most
situations.
Things, most situations, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But these ball players, even though they all want to win, if they lose, they still see everyone as a winner. because I believe in the phrase, and I'm sure when you hear this, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, we forgot about this phrase. You know, it's not about winning or losing. It's how you play the game.
The game, yeah. Absolutely.
Now, do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes, and that's why we want to see you celebrate that, because you had a goal. You accomplished that goal. You wanted to shut down what this other gentleman was doing. And as of right now, he's been pretty quiet.
What I really wanted was to have my right to free enterprise, our right to free enterprise. And what I needed to do to make that happen is to be able to stop this person or stop people that are blatantly, legally violating my rights, primarily through copyright infringement. That's been the major issue on YouTube. And we did a show on that earlier on this year. You can go through our podcast list wherever you're listening to this or watching this, and you can find that copyright episode. But again, like I said a second ago, I live by the phrase because, well, before I even get to that, I used to be a sore loser. So let me explain to you and everyone else, because I don't even know if you know this. I don't even know if it's not that I want to keep something from you. It's just that we haven't had a reason to talk about everything, right? But now there's a reason for it, right? Another place where this comes from, babe, is I used to be a sore fucking loser. I used to be a sore loser when I was younger, in my preteens, my teenage years, and even probably throughout my early to mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
When I would lose, I would throw shit, I would punch walls. I would be so upset. I remember playing Nerf basketball with my brother growing up, and he would kick my ass every time. He was just a better athlete than me. And I hated that because I was very competitive. I used to be very competitive. He would kick my ass, and then he would tease me, and it would antagonize the shit out of me. And then I wanted to beat his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of that, and I never wanted to hurt my brother. And, we had our little brotherly fights.
Those are expressions.
Everybody has that growing up.
Everybody says that about their sibling.
But I would punch walls. Sometimes I'd put holes in the walls, or I'd hurt my arm. I would scream from the top of my lungs. Just I was a sore fucking loser. And as I got into my, mid to late 20s and early 30s, I started to realize that go back to the phrase that we've all grown up hearing, especially if you played Little League Baseball like I did, or AYSO soccer, American Youth Soccer Organization.
Or, the
high school sports or whatever.
Well, that or the, what is it? The football for kids.
Oh, Pop Warner.
Pop Warner
football too. I didn't play Pop Warner. I played football.
My son did.
What's that?
My son did.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I played sports in grammar school. I played football, but in high school I didn't play sports. It started becoming too competitive, and it just, wasn't my thing. I went a different route. I love watching sports, but just, I don't play sports anymore. I more so like to hike and run and walk and all that kind of stuff. I love the outdoors. Love nature. But like I said, in my mid to late 20s / early 30s, I started to look back and was just how do I say this the right way? I was ashamed of my past behavior. I realized I just was a sore fucking loser. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I don't like being around sore fucking losers. So when I'm a sore fucking loser, who the fuck would want to be around me?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I remembered the phrase that I heard growing up throughout, the Little League Baseball organizations and AYSO, soccer organizations, etc. It's not about winning or losing. It's how you play the game. It's more about how you play the game. So when we go back to this court case, this is a figure of speech. I didn't play a game, but as far as the figure of speech goes, did I play the game better than this guy? Absolutely.
You played your cards better than he played his cards.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. I was well prepared. I was in this damn office every day, taking time away from my lovely lady, which breaks my fucking heart. It does.
It happens.
And I was well prepared. I showed Don all the work I did, the high quality meme images this guy created. I wrote the whole story. This case involved other people in a drama shit show community. It's a group of people that the person that was trying to get this stalking order on me, he's like the main leader of maybe 40 or 50 other people that dogpile on other people on YouTube, mostly me, because I create the most content. And there's a group of Eli haters on YouTube. And the Eli haters are 90% of this person's audience. So when he creates content, any other content besides me, he gets 90% less views, 90% less donations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it's not about winning or losing to me. At this point in my life, I'm 51 years old. I've been very competitive in my younger days. I've been a sore fucking loser in my younger days. I don't want to be a sore loser anymore. And to me, it doesn't matter whether I win or not. What matters to me is how I show up, how I play the game, figuratively speaking. Am I giving it my best? Are my intentions pure? Is my head and heart in the right place? And that's what matters to me. That's why I wanted to take the time to make this statement here at the beginning of this week's podcast, because this has affected my lady. It has affected the other executives in the organization and other people that support us on the YouTube end of things. There are a lot of people that have been very supportive of us, including what's happened to me. And I really wanted to give you all the opportunity to take a deep dive into my brain and why I do what I do and why I respond the way I respond. This is who I really am. I'm not full of shit. A lot of people think, like I said, babe, the people that are genuine, people think you're full of shit because they know most people creating content are full of shit. They do it for entertainment. When you do something in authentic ways like we're doing, like they think that we're full of shit and they more so believe the people that are actually full of shit, right? I mean, do you get what I'm saying by that? I was mentioning it earlier, but share your thoughts about that. Is that fair? I mean, and that's what Chris Cuomo has been saying on News Nation. These pod people, they're full of crap, and they get more subscribers and views and ad revenue than Chris Cuomo's YouTube channel does. He has a YouTube channel as well. The Chris Cuomo Project. Go ahead.
Well, like we've said before, people like drama. They like to see that. They actually like to see other people being hurt. It started all the way back to America's Funniest Home Videos. What were those all about? Kids falling off of bikes.
Wasn't Bob Saget the host of that?
Yes, he was.
God rest his soul, right?
His soul, yes.
Yeah. He also was a star of Full House.
Yeah, Danny Taylor, right?
Tanner,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, all the videos started off with people getting hurt, and that was funny. So people do tend to go to stuff like that.
People love stupid shit.
Yeah, they like stupid shit. My Eli's mom said to us the other day, she has her normal shows that she watches on her Greek TV or the news, whatever. But she goes, when I feel really down, I watched the 90-Day Fiance and I laughed because she needed just a little bit of drama to make her feel better about her own life, which a lot of us do.
God.
But yeah, we all need a little part of that.
You know how I feel about drama, right, baby?
Oh, you don't like drama. No, you don't. But when it comes to like Law and Order, that's kind of drama. The TV show.
That's like courtroom drama. Like, and I can look,
or like Blue Bloods.
So, I can watch something that is knowingly fiction, right? So something that is not true, or even something like the Law and Order cases. I believe they're based off of real cases, but they changed the names to protect the people, right? I mean, I think that's why I mainly respect Law and Order, the entire series, Law and Order SVU, Special Victims Unit, Special Victims Unit, and Criminal Intent, and then Organized Crime. Is because they're based off of real cases, and they're reenacted. And if I know something is just for entertainment purposes, no problem. Out on YouTube, for example, and we're going to get into that when we get into these Reddit postings here in a second. They're very interesting. I can't stand the fake instigated drama that some YouTube creators do. They basically, pick a target, another YouTuber like myself, for example, and they, start to dissect our content, or they'll do a background check. They'll look into us, and then they spin things way out of context in ways that, are cringy to the point of where their audience will tune in to the cringiness. Now, some of the things that these people have said are true to a certain extent, but they exaggerate the truthfulness because that's what gets the clicks for the views, and that's what gets people to open up their pocketbook and donate. And it saddens me because, like Chris Cuomo's been saying on News Nation, that's the world we live in today, the influencer world today. Most of their focus is, what do I need to do to make money? And, what do I need to do to get clicks and make money, ad revenue and sponsorships, instead of, what is my purpose and how can I serve the world?
I'm sorry, I just had an itch. I was like, ow.
Did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah, I did.
And I want to get your thoughts about that before we get into these Reddit postings. The influencers out there nowadays, whether they're on YouTube or any other social media platform or any podcast platform, wherever they're creating their content, they are more about making content or saying or doing things that get clicks and make ad revenue and get sponsorships, instead of going out there and showing the world what their purpose is and how they want to use their purpose to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference of perspective that I see this compared to how most other people see it, because most people are money motivated. And when you're money motivated, especially on social media, you're going to tend to do more stupid shit to keep that money coming in. If you started making money by doing stupid shit instead of doing what we're doing, we're building up something real, authentic, and genuine that'll be sustainable long term. But it's going to take a lot longer to bring in a decent amount of revenue. But once it gets there, it's going to be sustainable long term. What are your thoughts about that? Does that make sense to you?
Oh, it makes absolute sense. Yeah. I mean, I really don't have much to say on that. I don't think there really is much for me to go off of there. You nailed it.
Because I said too much, because I have a big mouth and I talk too much. I admit that.
Well, what happens is, you talk so much that any idea I come up with, you've already said. So I don't want to just keep repeating what you're saying. What I'll do is, like, when you're talking, I'll get an idea of what I want to talk about. And then sometimes when you keep going, that idea just flies through my brain and out the fucking ear, you know? So, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agreed with everything there. Are we going to get going on Reddit?
Yes, we are. I was going to ask you before we get to the 4 great Reddit postings we have here. Anything else you want to mention in the monologue? Our monologue today, 45 minutes. Wow.
Well, yeah, we can talk, or you can talk.
People love our monologues because, it's raw and real with no Reddit postings. They say, oh, you're reading Reddit postings. And, well, no, we put them there to show you what other people are saying, but we still talk a lot. We do a lot of commentary, right, baby?
Yeah, we do.
Anything else, baby?
Yeah, I just want to say this isn't just about like this court case that we've gone through. Eli and I have been watching a lot of documentaries on influencers, kid influencers, just every kind of influencer out there, and we're getting a very big perspective of people's motives behind what they're doing. And at some point I'm agreeing with them, and then it's like, oh, okay, now you've pushed it too far. So I think we just finished it last night, was the Born to Be Viral. I believe that was on Hulu. And it was about parents that literally started the whole, family time on video.
They started the kidfluencers trend.
Well, and it wasn't that they were, that started from that, but they started just from family time.
Family vlogs.
Yeah, family vlogs. And it exploded during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we kind of also want to like touch on, is that it's not just what he's talking about with the individual and the group we're dealing with. I mean, there's all different angles of how this can affect people in their personal lives, in their work lives, in their families. So we want to cover all those bases. But I was going to say to you before we start Reddit, let me take my first break, get that done with, and then we can knock out the Reddits.
That sounds good. Let's go off camera here for a second. Dawn's gonna go take her first of probably at least 2 potty breaks, because we're gonna be here for at least another hour. While Dawn is doing that, let me remind all of you that are watching this on the audio-only podcast network, such as Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, my lady's favorite, iHeartRadio. We're also on YouTube Music. We are on Amazon Audible. Yeah, Amazon has 2 aspects of podcast hosting: Amazon Music and Amazon Audible, where you can get your books on tape, and all the rest of the unknown, podcast, audio-only podcast sites. You can do a Google search on Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast, and you'll find out where we're at. And I always recommend go to iHeartRadio, because it's my lady's favorite, and I love my lady, and I actually like iHeart too. iHeart's been a great. iHeart was one of the first podcasting platforms and doing this shit, like even before many of the other ones like Apple and Spotify and all those that are probably more popular than iHeart today. But if you're on the audio-only podcast network, you can actually check out the video version, which is basically the same audio, but you can see us on video, except while we're on break, I turn the camera off and you see our wonderful background of the week, which the background that you see here, if you're watching this on YouTube, is Seminole County, Florida skyline. And so, I just thought it was a beautiful background, and it was a great choice for many reasons. But there's a link to the YouTube video wherever you're listening to this audio only in the description section of the audio only podcast. You click that link, it'll take you to the video of that week's or that episode's podcast on our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. While you're there, make sure you subscribe, you bang the bell, and you select all notifications. Also, go below the description within that video, and you'll see a link to our secondary channel, our live streaming channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development. I go live there almost every day. Sometimes Dawn joins me. Typically, I do a Walking with Purpose live stream every day. Every so often I'll take a day off. Like today, I believe I'm taking a day off for my name day. But out of the 365 days a year, I walk about 350 days, maybe a little bit more than that. Are we ready to put the camera back on?
Yeah. I just want to say really quick. It's so funny with my bladder. It seems like when we do this, I have to go like every 30 to 40 minutes. But like last week when I went in for my surgery, I didn't have to go when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
Got through all that pre-op stuff.
Yeah.
Then had to leave. Then I went straight to urgent care. Then after urgent care, we came home. And it was like a total of like 5 hours of me being out. And I didn't have to pee once. And I'm like, what the hell, bladder? It's like, I think I was nervous about surgery that day. But yeah, it's just, my bladder is so unpredictable, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It
so
absolutely,
just a little real life there about me.
It absolutely is. But yeah, when you click the link to GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, just make sure that you subscribe and you bang the bell and select all notifications there. And that way you can stay connected with us, and see all the content we create for our organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short.
And if you all feel that you are benefiting or getting something from our content, please donate or whatever. Send us, donate. Even send us just a chat, or a message, just saying how much you enjoyed it, because that inspires us to know that we are reaching people.
Our Cash App
there.
and PayPal links are in the description sections of the audio only podcast, and they're also on the YouTube. The people on YouTube know how to find us and how to donate there. But are also my email link, eliasmelas at genuinenetworkingassociation.org, is in the description sections of the podcast, the audio only podcast versions, and the video version as well. So they can reach out to us and they can donate to us. Eventually, Don's going to get an email, and the other executives are going to get an email. I haven't just set that up yet. And the email will change from eliasmelas at genuinenetworkingassociation.org to eliasmelas at gnanetwork.org. Much shorter, baby.
Yeah. Makes it a lot easier.
I've had domains for several months now. I just haven't set it up. I've been too busy with bullshit. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Busy with bullshit, right?
Yep.
Now, your stuff is not bullshit, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, I have some bullshit. Like the whole canceling of the surgery for really no reason.
And that stalking injunction attempt was the most severe bullshit I've ever seen. I can come out and say that.
Yeah. And it's like it's targeted at Eli and it all falls on him. But that does not mean that it's not falling on me as well.
Yeah.
All of his hard work and dedication, I'm watching all this and I'm watching him exhaust himself, which is kind of exhausting me at the same time. And, it's a tiring thing. So already Reddit time.
Thank you, baby. Well said. And I'm glad that you've, I was going to say drain the lizard, but you don't have a lizard.
No, I don't. Last time I checked, no.
No, I can't say that with you anyway. Let's just move on. That was cringy, but maybe I purposefully say some cringy shit at times just to lighten up the mood a little bit, right?
Yeah.
People say I have a stick up my ass, and maybe usually I do, because I try to live life as just normally as possible, and maybe that's just too boring for people. So, Eli, take the stick out of your ass and live, right?
Say that every day.
Yeah.
I keep trying to get him to go out and relax, and he's just, nope, there's too much work to be done.
Oh, we will go out, baby. We go out enough anyway, but we'll go out more. All right, let's switch over to Fair enough, fair enough. That's my line. I say that every time when she gives me some shit. All right, let's move over to the browser source and get to our first of 4 Reddit postings. This is from the subreddit r/partnered YouTube. So these are people that are supposedly in the YouTube partner program, like Don and I are on both of our channels. We are a part of YPP, which is short for the YouTube Partner Program, the monetization program. The title of the original poster is YouTube Community is Toxic, Example Below. Huh. Great title, huh, baby?
Yeah. It is toxic. Now I've got that damn Britney Spears song in my head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's had a hell of a career and
hell of a life.
Oh, man, what a great documentary we saw on her. Was that on Netflix or Hulu? I can't remember.
I can't remember. We watched that a while ago. I want to say it was on Hulu, and it was one of those Nightline X ones like they did on Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was something like that.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great. Anyway, I've noticed something that might resonate with a few of you. Many YouTube communities, including this one, are full of people who seem to resent others' success. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Boy, can you ever fucking say that again? I mean, I will tell you, that right there within itself deserves a big, huge round of applause. That's what it all boils down to. It boils down to jealousy. Like, even if you're not extremely successful on YouTube, but people see you are on the rise of success. Like, I was on the rise to success years ago before these people started attacking me. And if they hadn't done what they did in mob group fashion style or otherwise, or other words known as what do you call it? Dogpiling.
Oh, yeah, dogpiling.
I mean, this is it's like organized crime, but on YouTube through other communities where they get a large group of people to attack one creator all together at the same time. Like it used to be hundreds of people. And
I've always felt since I've started dating you and getting into this YouTube stuff, I always felt like there was that group of people on the other side that did not like you. There was about 5 in particular that hated you. And when one person kind of gets shut down, the next one takes over to try to shut you down.
So the thing is, they equally distribute the work so they don't get emotionally or physically drained, because it is draining to constantly attack someone that you're trying to take out.
Yeah, I explain it like as running like around a track, where you pass the baton to the next racer. Exactly. Like one is done with their race. Let's hand it off to so-and-so. Now they're going to take over and either move us forward or take us back, but then we'll have number 3 take over. So, it was exhausting to not have a break in between the attacks.
Oh, yeah. It's been constant.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so we'll have one lawsuit here, and we immediately go into another one.
Yeah, these people have been creating a targeted hate attack on me with multiple frivolous lawsuits. This was the 3rd time over the last year and a half. This was the 3rd time that 3 different people from the state of Florida, all of them are on YouTube. They tried to get a similar stalking petition on me. And ironically, all three of those people are a part of are all a part of this one dogpiling hate group, and they're all known associates. And when I wrote my response to the judge, when I was served for this case last month, I put that all together. And I'm sure the judge, we had one of the best judges ever. I mean, we can go into that on the podcast another time.
We'll just say she was a very patient, good judge, very patient, knowledgeable,
very by the book, but also very compassionate. She was even very compassionate regarding the petitioner, because the judge denied the petitioner like 3 or 4 times before the petitioner walked out. The petitioner kept trying to like beg the judge to change the outcome of the case. And he even at one point told the judge, well, if you don't give me this petition, if you don't approve this petition, he's going to go on YouTube and start talking about me.
And gloating.
And gloating. And I've got to say, that's the dumbest, most bitch-made statement I've ever heard any man say in a court of law.
And the judge was like,
and this guy's 40. This guy's 40 years old, babe.
I know he's 40.
Yeah. Should we continue?
40 going on 5.
40 going on 5. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Let's continue here. Instead of being open to learning or lifting each other up, they default to moral high ground shaming. Sounds like the guy that tried to get this stalking order on me. He tries to sound like he's on a huge moral high ground when, he's the one that's the culprit. And it's shaming, moral high ground shaming. He tries to shame me or those people that we're dealing with on YouTube, similarly to what's being discussed here in this Reddit posting. Moral high ground shaming says it perfectly, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Likely because they're frustrated with their own results. That's just the reality. Yeah. These people have no content and make very little money, if any at all, if they're not talking about people like me or others, right? Attacking others on the platform, harassing them, making fake instigated content or fake instigated drama content, and finding out things about their targets like myself or whoever their target is, and then taking a real life event and spinning it way out of context to make it sound more cringy to sell to their audience for, donations. Fucking ridiculous. Anything else you want to add to that, baby?
Well, yeah, they do that. And then it's funny because then somebody will post something that shows them in a complete lie. Mm-hmm. And they backpedal. And it's just like, I think even his supporters are starting to not trust him in what he says and does.
Oh, yeah. And it's not just this one guy that tried to get a stalking order on me recently. It's any creator that does this type of content. There are many creators on YouTube that do similar things as this guy. I don't know if anyone is as bad as this guy is or is as spoiled and entitled as this guy is and hasn't learned responsibility. Like this guy's never learned responsibility in 40 years of life. But it's not just him. There are many others that do it too.
Absolutely.
It's all 100% for the money.
There are a lot of bitch boys out there.
Yeah, this guy basically took me to court, was saying that he feared for his life, from me. Same with his parents. He lives with his parents. And he said that, he's having trouble sleeping at night, difficulty sleeping at night. It's caused him all this emotional distress. And then after the case was dismissed, he immediately went back on YouTube and started to attack me, rebroadcast my live stream, make another meme of me, you know, just wow. You want to talk about
spoiled brat?
What's that?
A spoiled brat throwing a
spoiled brat
temper tantrum.
Yeah, and you also need to understand that what this guy did was malicious, and if I wanted to, I could take him to court for malicious prosecution in a civil case, and basically to make the people in podcast land aware on our podcast here, I made a statement on one of my walking with purpose streams recently. I said, look, if you keep on doing this, one more meme, one more derogatory meme you do of me one more time where you rebroadcast my entire live stream as I'm broadcasting it live, I'm filing for malicious prosecution. And it's a slam dunk because you went to court under penalty of perjury and stated that your life was in jeopardy. You felt like, your life was endangered by me and your parents, and you lost sleep, and you keep losing sleep, and it's affecting you emotionally. But then you went back to YouTube after the case was dismissed that same day and started attacking me again. So how would that look to the judge in a malicious prosecution case? Also a case that would involve abuse of process. And if you don't know what abusive process is, folks, it's basically somebody that abuses the court process beyond what it was meant to be used for. Abusive process is typically something frivolous, filing a lawsuit knowingly, it being frivolous. I mean, this guy was not fearing his life. He was just trying to silence me.
Yeah.
He was absolutely trying to silence my First Amendment freedom of speech rights here.
And
the judge read right through him.
He wanted to add a distraction from the other case coming up.
Yeah, I'm also suing this guy. I filed 2 copyright claims board cases on him regarding copyright infringement over 2 months ago. And these cases were filed long before he filed this stalking petition on me. And the judge read right through him. But anyway, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we shall. I've made several posts here, some to encourage, others to ask for advice. And far too often I've been met with negativity or outright hostility. That's because those people that are doing this type of shit have one thing on their mind and one thing only: how to get the most amount of clicks to view their videos and how to get the most amount of donations. Bottom line.
Yeah.
That's
Bottom
what it is.
line.
They don't give a shit about anything else.
No.
And if you try to stop them from their illegitimate, unethical, and sometimes illegal acts, then they're very hostile about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they want to continue to make dirty money, easy dirty money, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they are going on their grifting all of the time, asking for money for a certain situation or another situation. And I just think it's a lot of dishonesty. It's criminal. It absolutely is, because you are like getting money from people for no reason, because they feel sorry for you. That's not earning money legitimately. That's like being a homeless person and scraping up change out of your car to give to them. That's literally what you are.
Well, eventually there's not going to be any change to scrape. I mean, once you use it all, right?
Well, nobody uses money anymore. They use their cards.
Well, that's true. Plastic.
Nobody carries cash. Like,
digital currency, right?
Well, yeah, I might have like $5 in my wallet, but most of the time it's empty because I have my debit card. That's where I keep it.
Yeah. Okay. Let us continue. And honestly, that's fine. I'm a grateful person by nature, and I've always enjoyed helping others. Maybe that's part of what's helped me grow. And yes, you're being true to yourself. He's being true to himself.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the only way you can grow.
I've always enjoyed helping others, and that's the attitude you should all have. These drama shit show creators, people that make content in the ways that are talked about here in this Reddit posting, those people are very selfish people, and they don't care about helping others. They try to come off like they're helping others, because if they come off like they're extremely selfish, their own audience will see that, and then they won't donate. But these people do just enough to lead their audience to believe they're genuine and they really care about the audience, but they don't. They just care about their money. And the moment these people stop donating, the moment these creators stop paying attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really shitty. Recently, I shared that I made over 300K in less than a year on YouTube Shorts, and instead of curiosity or thoughtful questions, I got a ton of accusations, mostly claiming I steal content. And I've read this previously. This is interesting. I like what he said so far.
Yeah.
But now, let's see what you're doing and why you're getting questioned. Okay? Let me be clear. What I do is what many major YouTubers do. I take existing media. Okay? You don't own the copyright to that. Add my own voiceover, context, edits, and style. It's transformative, legal, and effective. Simple. It works. It goes viral. Well, you're probably doing news stories. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing news stories. But you're going to get backlash because it's not something that is original. It's something that you have the fair use rights to use that content and do commentary and criticism. It's like you're reporting. You're like a news reporter.
Yeah. I think a little bit like that, but aren't we doing the same thing here with Reddit?
Well, we don't. But see, here's the thing. Yes, kind of, sort of. This is fair use. But look what we did the first 45 minutes of the show.
Made it our show.
We did a 45-minute monologue, and now we're going into these postings and we're dissecting them. And we are dissecting the shit out of them. The little guy's bothering you, huh? The little dog?
Well, he was in my spot where I have to sit on the chair.
Yeah.
You know, and he kept pushing, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah, so, there are people that solely just do reaction videos and use other people's content, and all they do is react to the content. They never go solo like we did. We went solo for 45 minutes. They don't speak from the heart usually. They're just reacting to the content. Now, what he's doing is legal and it is fair use. But even then, what do you want to be remembered for as a content creator? For just doing commentary on pre-existing copyrighted media you can use legally under fair use, or do you want to create your own thing?
Well, I mean, it's a platform where you should be your own creator. If you want to do something like that, be a journalist. Well, that's what a journalist does.
Well, that's what, in essence, this person does. But let's also put it into perspective in this way. How many other people are doing that on YouTube already? How many other people are taking news stories and clipping them, editing them the proper way, and then doing reaction videos to it? There's literally probably tens of thousands of people doing that.
And I don't see anything wrong with doing something like that, because you're not using all of their content. You're showing clips of it, which is kind of like what we're doing with Reddit.
There is nothing wrong with it, technically, baby. But what I'm saying is that really defining that person? Is that really somebody that's creative, or just reporting the news? Because here's the thing. When I came on YouTube, I wanted to do something totally different than anyone else. And we are unique. Okay? We are very, very unique in what we do. I didn't want to do something that 10,000 other people are doing, 50,000 other people are doing, 100,000 other people are doing. I wanted to do something that no one else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
No one else does what we do.
Yeah.
At least not in a way where we're heading more towards a nonprofit, but we don't charge for what we do. Now, you can donate, and we are going to be offering some programs down the road, but it's not required, and we're not going to kick you out of our free live streams and free videos out here if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
What does the little guy want?
He wants to get back up here.
Oh, he's whining. The
Yeah.
little male dog whines like a
Little baby.
female dog. He whines like a little bitch, right?
Yeah, we love him.
Okay. Let's get back to it here. So, I'm sharing a screenshot of my earnings from my main shorts channel attached below, not to brag, but to prove that this can be done if you stay consistent and think smart. I don't share my channel names for obvious reasons: the hate, the copycats, and because I've already seen people trying to replicate my exact style, which is fine if it's organic, but I'm not handing it out like a template. For those who've messaged me, I truly appreciate it, and I wish I could reply to everyone. Whether you supported me or criticized me, I wish you well. I hope you channel that energy into building something of your own, because it's more than possible. Keep going. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to show his image of the screenshot. It is what it is. He makes $300K a year doing this type of shit. Wow. Good for him. That's a lot of money, especially to be making on YouTube. And he's probably doing that from ad revenue. He's probably getting a lot of clicks. And maybe he has some brand deals too, possibly. But nothing wrong with what he's doing. And people are going to be jealous. You may want to bring him up there, because he's going to whine if you don't.
I'm calling him. He just won't jump up here. Stupid.
The little dog loves you so, so much.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, again, nothing wrong with what this guy is doing. But does it really define him? Or is he doing this because it's an easy way to make money? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing illegal about it. It's fair use. But is this, again, something that defines his purpose, or something that he figured would make him a lot of money and is making him a lot of money, right? So you're gonna get backlash for that. You're gonna get backlash for just breathing air on the internet, for Christ's sake, right?
That's true.
Right? But I take pride in creating 100% original content. Now, granted, every now and then we'll use a Reddit posting or something, and that's fair use. Okay? Still, all of my videos and all of our videos that we've done, even if we use something under fair use, we have never used more than 5% of someone else's content under fair use. And especially when you're doing a 2-hour stream, and primarily it's just us talking. Yeah, it's fair use. It's not reused content. YouTube has a reused content policy, where if you use too much of other people's content, and you're making money off of other people's content, using it more than your original content, they can demonetize you, and they've demonetized many people because of that. Go ahead, babe.
Oh, never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Why never mind?
Because.
Did you forget?
No.
Oh, did I answer it?
Yeah, let's just say that.
I answered your question?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just finishing my statement. I just so happened to. Did I cut you off?
No. Well, yes, but no. It's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Let's go down and just read a couple of comments here. You're not satisfied with making a ton of money off other people's work. You also want people to admire you. You're a narcissistic thief. That's a pretty shitty comment. I think that's pushing it a bit too far. If you wanted to criticize this guy, I would say, hey, nothing wrong with doing this. Fair use. You're doing it fair use. Congratulations to you. But I'd like to see something more originally created, right? I think this big chicken leg commenter is a bit jealous here. And I understand the comment to a certain extent, but I think he took it a bit too far. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he may have been a little harsh with that.
Yeah.
But I see where his point is coming from.
Yeah, and the original poster then responds and says, thanks for proving my point. Well, yeah, I mean, you got a guy that's making $300,000 a year doing this. So if you're going to try to criticize him, he's going to rub it right back in your face.
Right?
And just say, hey, thanks for proving my point.
Yeah.
It's a projection. It's jealousy. And then somebody else responds to it and says, thanks for proving his point. Yeah.
Right?
That's,
right?
I mean, you could have said that in a much better way. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not calling this guy a content thief or anything. I can understand if some people may think that, but, you know, it's not something he created originally. He's basically reporting the news and using news clips legally under fair use.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say it that way? That's what it is, right? But don't sit there and go further than that, and then you're just projecting your jealousy, your insecurities. Let's see another comment here. You came back because people didn't believe you complaining about how toxic they are, while acting just like the people you say you can't stand. The whole thing just feels petty and circular.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, let me read that again. You came back because people didn't believe you complaining about how toxic they are, while acting just like the people you say you can't stand. The whole thing just feels petty and circular. Yeah. Go ahead, baby.
No, I completely agree with it. And I'm sorry to say this, everything about YouTube is petty. Like all of these beefs, people, like their comments can be so hurtful and so rude because they're hiding. They're always hiding behind the computer. They don't have the balls to stand up and say something back to that person in person. So they're going to fucking just blast them on the internet. And the one thing we've learned is you have to have some thick skin to do this job and realize that these people don't matter, that they are sad, people that are just deflecting their sadness back at us. And we have to just stay true to ourselves and not let that overcome what we're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very, very easy for that evil to creep in. We all know that. Devil
Dr.
is on the
Evil.
shoulder. What?
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, Dr. Evil.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, baby. I mean, you know,
it's like you could be morally just on point prior to doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And that angel is taking its wings with you. But then you get into this and you start tasting that money and where it's coming from. And you're realizing what's going to make more money, which is now going against the reason why you're on YouTube, but you still want that money.
Uh-huh.
So it is a circular motion of just, stupid, like ignorance going around in circles.
Yep.
And that's how it is here on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to do what people want. Like I was saying about those shows with the family vlogs, they had to go with what was popular at the time. So when that family vlog kind of like came out of popularity, then it was more about commercializing the children.
Right.
And let's get sponsors and have them shop. And, you know, a lot of these children are very young. Yep. And they've shown them grow up and how their perspectives are on what they've been doing their whole life.
Right.
And not even realizing the impact that they've made on the whole world. You know, they're still so innocent. And it's just like when I watch that, it's just my heart breaks because their innocence is going to be stolen.
They're very relatable.
Yeah, they are. They are. And they are the cutest. You know, it just sucks because these people wind up having the cutest kids that they commercialize.
You're absolutely right, baby. Absolutely right. Let's read a few more comments here. We'll get to the next one. One of the main reasons I became successful, this is the original poster commenting again in the comment section. One of the main reasons I became successful was because I found a channel I loved and said, this person is making X amount of money doing this and maybe I could do it too. So you copycatted someone.
What?
Did you hear what I just said? One of the main reasons I became successful was because I found a channel I loved and said, this person is making X amount of money doing this and maybe I could do it too. That's the original poster in the comments section. So basically, he copycatted someone else's channel, but put his own spin on it. Nothing wrong with that, but I still don't consider that being something completely original and authentic. Is it against the law what he's doing? No. Is it something new what he's doing? No. He's just basically what they call a trend hopper. And Chris Cuomo has said that too. This guy's a trend hopper. That's what makes money, is jumping on trends. But in order to do that and hop on all the trends, in my opinion, it makes you an inauthentic content creator because you're just doing whatever you can to make money and you're not really creating something unique and special. Does that make sense there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're trend hopping.
What was sad about watching these children is they didn't have perspective of the money that was coming in. And then as they get older, they're finding out like what the demographic of who's watching them and where all of this is coming from. And it's scary.
Yeah.
These two this twin set, they didn't realize that their main demographic was men between the ages of 35 and 55. And they were just like, oh, that's kind of weird. And her father and mother was like, no, that's creepy. You stay away from those people, you know? It's a scary world to put your kids out there. So you have to be hyper vigilant. And I want to say those parents were excellent in running this with their children, giving them options all the time to, you know, do videos or not. The other family, the father was more controlling. He, remember you said you got upset because he was always the take two kind of dad.
Oh yeah. So and this couple, he's probably a little older. His wife's like in her early 30s. He's probably in his mid to late 30s because he has a little bit of gray. And, you know, typically you're not going to have gray until you're mid to late 30s, maybe early 40s. But the father, the husband in this family, takes multiple takes of scenes. When they were showing on the documentary, the first take, wow. Even me being super critical, the first take was perfectly done. He goes, let's just take two just to be sure.
Yeah, and the problem with it,
don't overwork these people when you get it right the first time, in my opinion. Go ahead, babe.
Well, the point behind it, it's supposed to be authentic.
Right. And
so
it's being scripted.
It's being scripted, and then that's not authentic.
Right. And that bothers me.
Yeah, that's what bothers me about these parents.
Actors now, so now they're technically employees.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because if you're just filming your family naturally, That's one thing. If you are scripting shit and having your kids play the role of an actor or actress, now they're employees.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's just not family life anymore.
No.
It's
work.
It's actual work.
It's work.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a problem with that.
Yeah. We have YouTube in our life constantly here. Mm-hmm. And like I told him, I'm like, we could do a video at any time because we have a studio, or we could do a walking stream at any time. And that's what these kids were saying, is like, it's constantly with the camera going constant.
It's inauthentic, baby.
Huh?
It's inauthentic.
Well, yeah, I could see running the camera and trying to get those authentic moments. But
staging it is inauthentic.
Yes, absolutely. And like, one of the instances was all of the kids were in the backyard playing, and the mom's supposed to come out and says, "Who wants to try these cookies?" or whatever. And the kids all go running in, and he's like, no. You have to wait till mom finishes her sentence before reacting. And I'm like, dude, you tell kids are going to get cookies, they're going to run. They're going to go for those cookies.
They probably got a brand deal for that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was probably trying to get it perfect for the brand to keep getting paid by the brand. And that's the thing. Like a lot of these family vlogs are inauthentic. Now, when you see the documentary like we did, that's the authentic part. Then you're seeing how it's affecting the wife emotionally, how it's affecting the husband, how it's affecting the kids. This is why I love documentaries, because they're typically more real. Now, sometimes they'll even try to make the documentary look a little bit better, but even then, documentaries to me come off way more authentic than the actual things these people are doing on YouTube as a family. And they're supposed to be out there sharing their authenticity of how they are as a family when they're fucking staging and scripting everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But most people don't even know that. Most people don't know. Most people think, oh, this is the perfect fucking family. Are you fucking kidding me? It's all staged. No one's perfect.
Nobody is perfect.
Now, Don and I love each other, and we would never harm each other or anything. But trust me, no relationship is perfect.
No.
This is as good as it's going to get. We have a great relationship that can't get any better. But it's not perfect. It'll never be perfect. And we've had imperfect moments doing our shows. And in the past, I used to be like, babe, oh, God, we got to get better at not showing that. And my baby's like, why hide who we are?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Fucking A. Give me 5.
Well, we do these
10,
shows.
Give me 20. Give me 30. Give me $1 million.
I can't do that, but infinity.
Infinity. You're right. You were right. You
were
right when you said that. Why try to hide who we are? Go ahead. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up now.
Well, and that's a thing. We're out here to be real, and he's going to have his opinion. I'm going to have mine, and we're not always going to agree. And that's what we want to be real and true about, is that, in relationships, you're not going to agree with each other, but that is a learning lesson on how to accept somebody else's opinion without feeling like they're attacking yours. It's opening up your eyes and seeing perspective outside of your own. So that could be very refreshing as well. But, as far as these families, it is all individual with each family. Like I said, one family I supported more. I didn't feel they exploited their children as much. The other family, a little bit more. But, the dad of the bad family said, well, what's the difference of you exploiting us right now and not the way our family runs?
Right.
And that's the truth.
Right. So the dad asked
the producer
of the documentary, what's the difference of you exploiting us compared to us exploiting our family? You're all exploiting it. Listen, I can't stand this shit. People are always accusing people of exploiting one thing or another to make content. Listen, if we look at any video made, something's always going to be exploited. So shut the fuck up. Something's always, if nothing were to be exploited, then there'd be no purpose of making a video. So why are people making such a big deal out of, oh, you're exploiting your family and this and that? And in some cases, it is real true exploitation.
Yeah. Like
Some
we watched
people,
another.
like the Jody Hildebrand, remember that crazy ass shit?
Yeah, it's with Ruby Frank.
With Ruby Frankie. It was, Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrand, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now that was fucking psychotic shit.
Yes.
That was exploitation.
That's a sick woman.
Right.
Who took advantage of another sick woman.
Right. But the average everyday family that wants to do some vlogs is not necessarily exploiting their kids. They're just doing something to make some extra money and to share themselves with the world. It's social media. That's what it was meant to be for, meant to be used for. That's what it was created for, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, let's go back to our childhood. What did we do? What did our families and parents do? They videoed us, but they had these big old camcorder.
Big ass VHS.
Yeah.
Well, back in the days, it used to be, what do you call it? The film roll. It was an actual roll like they used in Hollywood. They made the home.
Well, that was when your mom and dad were young.
Yeah. The first camera I had was an 8mm Sony Handycam. Actually, sorry, it was VHS. It was VHS, and then the 8mm came out and made it more portable. And now it's all become digital video. So
yeah, and so I mean, we've been doing this for decades.
Right.
And when social media came out, it allowed us to share those experiences with family and friends
and with the world.
Well, it started out with family and friends. Just, oh, here, look, Grandma, we opened up our Christmas presents from you, and making a video about Christmas Day and putting it on Facebook and being like, look, friends and family.
True,
and then,
but you always had the option to put it public.
Yes.
If you hit public instead of friends only, then the whole world could potentially see what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
But you select friends only, and so do I. I used to put everything public on Facebook. Not anymore. I do some public stuff, but now, once you get on YouTube, if you have everything public on Facebook for your entire life, they exploit that for content.
Yeah.
So then you learn to, only put out certain things. But go ahead, baby.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean, it gets to a point out here. There's nothing we could say that's right or wrong that they won't exploit.
Right.
So we could be perfect angels doing everything, and somebody will disagree and say that Elias is using me, extorting me for, my past.
Exploiting you for content.
For content, yeah.
Why the fuck would I exploit my own woman that I love? I love her dogs, and we're here every night. We eat dinner together. We do things. Why the fuck would I exploit my own woman? Any money made is going to go right back to her. I never see a goddamn penny. It all goes to her anyway.
I mean, I don't necessarily go out and spend the money. It goes back into the household and all that. It's not like I'm running out and shopping and buying me some Louis Vuittons.
Okay, let me ask you a question here, and you know the answer to this, baby. Okay, this is not staged. This is the truth. All the money that's made from YouTube, where does it typically go to?
It goes to my bank account. But it helps to pay my bills.
Yeah. I give it to Dawn.
Oh, no.
I give it to Dawn because, what's that?
I have to pee again.
Oh, you got to go pee-pee. Okay. All right. So, actually, can you hold on for just 1 second?
Yeah.
Let's do one more thing here. Let me finish this 1 second, and then you can go pee-pee. Well, here I am trying to motivate at least one person. Well, you're trying to motivate them to copycat people, even if it's legal.
Okay.
Oh, so she's really got to go. All right, baby.
Thank you.
All right, baby. Go ahead. Okay. So let me go ahead and turn off the camera here. All right. So while Dawn uses the restroom one more time, I just want to remind all of you that are watching this on the audio-only podcast network. You can actually view the video version on YouTube. So if you're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, my lady's favorite, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, or even Amazon Audible, or any of the other unknown audio-only podcast networks. If you want to view the video version of this on YouTube, go below in the description of wherever you're listening to this audio only, and you'll click the link there. That'll take you to our main YouTube channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. When you go there, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and then go below in the description section of that podcast video, and you'll see a few lines down the description section the link to our live streaming channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development. Go there, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, because we go live there regularly. I do Walking with Purpose live streams, if not every day, almost every day, probably around 350 out of the 365 days of the year, I'm walking live. So you're bound to catch me typically, 7 days a week, sometimes 5 to 6 days per week. But yeah, I typically never take more than a day or two off. Sometimes I may take a few weeks off from creating any content. Rarely I do that. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to both of our YouTube channels, GNA Genuine Personal Development and GNA2 Genuine Live Personal Development. You click the link to the video version of this podcast in the description section of where you're listening to this audio only, and that'll take you to the main channel, and you can go from there based on what I just said. So yeah, just waiting for Dawn to come back. While we wait for Dawn, again, I really want to take another moment to say thank you to everyone that's been very supportive, in regards to what I personally have been dealing with lately, and Dawn just pulled back in. So, thank you. Thank you to everyone for just being supportive of, what Dawn and I have done. It's been a hell of a ride, and it's been a lot of work and a lot of stress and turmoil to get here, but we fought through it, and we're going to keep pushing forward. Are you ready to get back on camera, baby?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I just forgot something out there, but I'll be okay.
You want to go grab it? The camera's not on.
Yeah, I'll go grab it quick. It'll take me like 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. You can go ahead and grab that. But yeah, no, I really appreciate everyone, and just know we are authentic here, and our heads and hearts here at the GNA are in the right place. The people that are jealous of us and the people that are projecting their insecurities onto us, they're going to tell you otherwise. They're going to try to give you reasons to believe otherwise.
I'm back.
Try to do your best to not listen to that shit. Try to ignore that stupid shit. And you can tell by the people that you're dealing with who's authentic and who's not. So, you ready to
Yep.
get back on camera?
Yeah.
All right. So, let's go back here. Well, here I am trying to motivate at least one person. Yeah, trying to motivate someone to be a copycat is not a good thing in my opinion. But hey, it works for you. It's not illegal. Many people do it. You found a way to make money. Let's see how sustainable that's going to be. Anyway, one more comment here. Maybe two more. To be fair, you're not really showing anyone anything, though. You're just showing a screenshot of how much money you made. I agree Reddit can be toxic, but I don't get why you don't at least describe your videos and how they're not stolen if you want people to believe you so bad. He's not stealing. He's basically doing, I believe, news stories under fair use. There are actually companies out there that create these clips and have rights through the media companies where they get these clips from, and they pass along those rights to use under fair use for these creators.
That should help.
And then somebody else, then the original poster responds and says, I don't want them to see what I'm doing. I'm saying it can be done. That's what got me to where I am. Well, you found a way to exploit something many YouTubers have been able to legally exploit. But, it's, to me, it's not original. It's not something you created on your own. And what you're doing is called trend hopping. He's trend hopping, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and get to the next one here. This is from the subreddit r/YouTube, and the original poster's title states, do you actually stop watching YouTubers because of drama? One more time. Do you actually stop watching YouTubers because of drama?
No.
Let me ask you that question, baby.
No. I admit I am kind of like a drama whore. I do, but I don't like to be in the middle of the drama. I like to stand to the side, have my popcorn, a little soda.
You
and
like watching the shit show at times.
Oh, yeah. I sit back and watch the shit show happen. I don't need to be a part of it. I just like to see other people fuck up in life. Like I was saying, makes me feel better.
Other people fuck up in life.
Well, it makes me feel better for myself.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Well, yeah, but I'm doing it on TV.
Okay. Fair enough. You know what I love about you, baby? I love your brutal honesty. High five to that.
Well,
double high five.
I have a very sheltered life. I mean, I really do. Since I've been sick, and not been able to go back to work, there's not a lot of activity that I'm doing around the house daily. So I watch a lot of TV. And even before I got into YouTube or anything, my favorite TV was reality TV. And that is nothing but drama.
Well, let's be fair. Life. Tell the new people the reason why you're not working is because of seizure disorder and other issues that you're dealing with. And so we're trying to figure out, hey, are you going to be eventually cleared? Or is this something, that's going to be a disability thing? I mean, we're trying to figure it out. Like, Dawn is not just sitting on her ass being lazy. She has some limits to what she can do, because of her health and the condition that she's in health-wise, right?
Yeah, and to the people who watch us on YouTube, y'all had seen that progression from before I got really sick up to after that. We didn't even have me on camera until after the first of the year, because we really wanted to have people see the change that I had made. And it did take months. It did. To help recover from all of the the thing is, it's not just seizure disorder. That's a main culprit. But there are other issues that I have to go through.
Right.
Broken bones, surgery. I have a stimulator in my body for my bladder, which I just turned up so that I probably won't have to go anymore. There's just a lot of stuff going on there. But now I'm feeling great. I feel healthy. I feel strong. A lot of my problem was being malnourished. And so I've turned that around and I feel great now. Am I a little discouraged about having surgery and, having 6 weeks of recovery? Yeah. But, I'm going to do what I got to do. Just face it and power through it.
Well said, baby. Well said. I just wanted to make sure people knew why, there's not a lot of activity going on. Like, Dawn is like myself. She's very hard on herself, as I am to myself. She means well. She's trying to hold herself accountable, which is fucking fantastic. That's half the battle with many people in this world is holding your own selves accountable. When you learn to hold yourself accountable, that's what will start changing your life for the better, right, babe? And you struggled with accountability on yourself initially, right?
Oh gosh,
Holy shit, yeah.
I would say out loud, "Oh, I know. I'm taking responsibility for that." But that was bullshit. That was really bullshit.
Who were you bullshitting the most?
Myself.
Amen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was telling people what they wanted to hear and not what was really going on.
Right.
And
right.
that's the problem is when you start to close off like that and put that persona off that you're fine, you don't need anybody, well, then nobody's going to be there for you.
Right.
So you have to be open and honest with yourself and realize you are going to need some help sometimes.
Right.
You are going to need different perspectives. That's why I encourage the comments to come back, especially here on the podcast. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you want us to talk about something.
Right.
Let us know if you want to come on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
We would love to have
you as a guest.
Yeah, because I'm all about hearing how other people have dealt with certain situations. And that's what the GNA is all about. Listening to the people, what they've experienced and how we can make it go more positive, take what you got and make it better. So, that's our purpose here. What are you doing?
I'm really proud of how well my beard turned out.
He's all admiring himself in the camera.
Well, I'm looking at the actual screen on open broadcast software that we use to record this, and I'm like, wow, it actually looks pretty good. I did my beard the night before. I was supposed to remotely appear, I did. I did it the night before. I, was scheduled to remotely appear for the stocking case. And because before that, I looked like a grizzly bear. I hadn't shaved in like 3 weeks because
grizzly bear.
I was a grizzly bear, but now I'm very satisfied. Anyway, let's
and you look very handsome.
Thank you. You look beautiful yourself, baby.
As always.
All right, let's continue because we got to wrap this up soon. We're at 1 hour and 52 minutes. 1 hour and 52 minutes. Okay.
That's like on average every hour, every 45 minutes to an hour for my pee breaks.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
So do you actually stop watching YouTubers because of drama? No, Don says no. I'd probably have to say no, but it gets old. For me, it gets old much quicker than it does for Don. And probably, I think ladies love and need a little bit more of the shit show than most normal men, the bitch-made men, like this dude that took me to court for stalking, which never happened. Those guys, they're big drama whores too. But anyway, let's read this.
Which is very unattractive to women.
Yeah, extremely unattractive to women. I was thinking about this last night, and now I'm curious. With so much drama floating around right now between YouTubers, have you recently stopped watching any YouTubers because of their drama, or have you just ignored it? Well,
then I retract, and I will say I stop watching the channel when it starts to irritate me. But then I'll find another group and, maybe I'll fit in there better.
That's a great point. So when does it become irritating, baby?
It all, it's not even just the content creator. It's everybody in the comment. It's the whole community. And that's what actually makes the show and powers it in the right direction. Everybody out there that comments is so important to our show because our goal is to reach out to the people. So, where was I going with this, baby?
I don't know, but I just realized you're currently banned from this community and can't comment on posts. Yeah, I got banned from a few communities because I didn't realize their rules were saying you can't post certain things like share your YouTube link and stuff. And I got banned. But I think what you're trying to say is that we watch these channels.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone is gonna watch a shit show every now and then, and they may continue watching that channel. For me, when I stop watching those types of channels, specifically any one creator that would be creating like that, is when they repeat the same shit over and over and over again. The same thing over and over and over again being used as content because these creators have nothing else. It gets old. So why tune in to, one of the dogs just cut.
Oh,
I'm
probably the big guy.
The big dog likes to, oh my God. I'm whipping Bochi's fart. Oh my God. Anyway, I just drank it, baby. It's nasty.
Beef stew right there.
Yeah, it's when, what's that?
A little bit of beef stew right there.
Yeah. But anyway, it's when they repeat the same shit over and over and over again. Like show after show after show, video after video after video, live stream after live stream after live stream, when it's the same thing. Just like they've made me, some of these creators, especially the one that tried to get a stalking order on me, he's made me the main focus of his content. And he, at one point, was rebroadcasting my live streams every day for like a year or two straight. That gets old. That gets old. And a lot of people were telling him it was getting old. And he had so much turnover. But he always has had a group of 20 or 30 people that are dedicated Eli haters that will go to 4 or 5 different Eli hate streams a day if there was such a thing. And there was such a thing at one point.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, going back to like my television, is, if I see a new show come out, I will give it 1 or 2 episodes, 3 episodes. But if it's not entertaining and causing me to want to come back, I move on. And it's the same thing on YouTube. If I'm not getting anything from the content or what the people are saying in the comments, there's no reason for me to be there. I need to move on to what's more entertaining for myself and what will help me to further my life.
Well said. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see. I personally ignore most drama, but some still gets to me. Oh, of course. All they have to do is find the right trigger. And after a while, being a YouTuber, I've been a YouTuber now for probably 7, almost 8 years. And I was still on YouTube before that, but my first real YouTube channel was started 7, almost 8 years ago. After a while of dealing with people like this and this stupid shit, you become immune to it, and then nothing triggers you. You become immune to this stupid ass bullshit, and then you just like laugh at it, and then you can ignore it. He says, I personally ignore most drama, but some still gets to me. I've stopped watching Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is, wow. I'm not a big Mr. Beast fan, but he has an audience, and he's got hundreds of millions of subscribers and lots of money coming in, whatever. But I've also heard his operations is run like a military camp. I wouldn't want to work with someone like that. I'm not interested in discussing the actual drama. I'm really not either, unless it affects me. I discuss how it affects me. Just if it actually influences the videos you watch. Thoughts? Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think I've already spoken about that enough. It's,
Let's just read one comment and then we'll move on to the next one. We got 2 more. They're pretty short. Sam Hain Punk says, I've been lucky in that most of the YouTubers I choose to watch have not been in any actual controversies. Well, you're very lucky because most YouTubers are attacked one way or another. The ones I have stopped watching over the years have been JonTron, Mama Max, and Mark Rober. Yeah, Mark Rober's not bad. Mark wasn't necessarily about a controversy, and more that I personally disagree with him as a person and no longer wish to support him with my engagement. Basically, every other time I've unsubbed or stopped watching was due to a change in content I didn't personally like anymore, or they simply stopped posting / retired. Yeah, I I used to watch some content creators that would create YouTube content on and how to grow on YouTube. And then that whole industry was so played out like several years ago that these people stopped getting as many views, and then they transitioned into a vlog style channel on their personal life. And I tried to watch their vlog style personal life for a little while after they stopped creating YouTube self-help content on how to be a better YouTuber, how to grow on YouTube. But that got old to me. And it just seemed like, and I was following a couple of the female creators, and it just seemed like they were just out there just ranting and raving about, the mishaps of their life. And it just seemed inauthentic too. It seemed like they were just trying to do whatever they can do to get clicks. I cannot stand it when people are coming off like broken and hurt when it's fake. If it's real, that's one aspect. But if it's not, it's a grifting attempt.
It's real is if it's not something that's normally done on this person's channel. If they have a certain thing that they're doing and then you notice one thing that's different, well, something different happened, and that's just a reaction. Like there is, action, reaction in everything.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Ouch.
Right. Okay. So let's go to the next one here. Is anyone else bothered by what YouTube content has become? You see how these are pretty good titles, huh? Did I do good?
Yeah, no, you did good. It's a lot of the same. But yeah, no, these are great questions. Ouch.
I've been on this platform since the vlog sketch era, and lately the soul of YouTube is getting buried. But they're different perspectives. What do we look for here at the GNA? We look for different perspectives, right, baby? You agree?
I do, yeah, absolutely.
So do you feel that the soul of YouTube is getting buried compared to what it used to be? Remember the cat videos and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what it's become today compared to what it was 20 years ago when it started, or even 10 to 15 years ago? It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It has become the drama, horror, shit show capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It really has. Now, there is still some good content on there, but it's really hard to penetrate the YouTube algorithm if you're trying to create real, authentic content.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some element of drama in there, or you're probably not going to get anywhere. And here's the thing. I don't intentionally go out and create drama, but do some of the things that upset me and the things I talk about legitimately come off like they're drama? Probably. But I'm not intentionally trying to create fake instigated drama. This, what you see here, is always 100, like they say. They say 100, right? Mm-hmm. 100% real. They say 100 for short, right?
100.
Right, baby?
100.
You want to add anything more to what I've said so far?
No.
Everything is optimized to death. Streamers pushing the edge of what's legal / ethical just for clips. Oh, come on. You have something to say about that.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, people, it's a normal human nature to like push the boundaries a little bit. So I think that's what a lot of YouTubers are doing. So
they're pushing the edge of what's legal or ethical just for clips that are going to get clicks. Right?
So, yeah. And so what does that equal? Money.
And fake. AI generated content with zero human input. That's garbage.
That's where it's getting really ridiculous.
Ridiculous, garbage, nonsense. Fake generosity for views. We just talked about that. Fake generosity for views. Mm-hmm. Or fake harm for views.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fake generosity, we can add fake harm, pretending to be emotionally distressed, sharing a story of how much your life really sucks and you're struggling with this financially and could use the help when you've got tons of money there and you're happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Manufactured drama that dominates trending pages. Manufactured drama that dominates trending pages. You've got to have something to say about that, baby.
Well, it all goes back to like my reality shows. Whatever's trending is what is going to sell. And if it is a time where women are, being boss ass bitches, that's the year of all the boss ass bitches on that reality show.
Yeah. They call them boss babes, right?
Well, boss babes.
Unless they're like extremely, what do you call it? Morbidly obese or something like that, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
They call these women boss babes unless they're obese or morbidly obese, because then they're not considered a babe.
Oh, you're funny.
We would probably call them a big boss or a big Bertha boss or something or whatever. Anyway, let's continue here. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yes, there are still great creators out there, but you have to dig to find them. Been saying that all along, right?
Yeah. And what honestly a lot of people do is they have to vet these things out. You can put in the search bar of what you're looking for, and they're going to give you a list of content creators. But it's up to you to vet the ones out that are going to give you what you need from the channel.
Right.
Right. And just don't go to one and get sucked into that vortex. Really, really vet them out and check them out and see what works, what the connection is with you. Will you fit in or will you not? That's a big thing.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. YouTube used to be about connection and creativity. Now it feels like a machine that rewards manipulation, negativity, and chaos because that's what keeps people watching. It's sad. I'm really saddened by this stupid shit, but go ahead. You have something to say, right?
Well, yeah, I think that all started with, Facebook and Instagram and all of that stuff carried over into YouTube. I think everybody's trying to prove something to somebody else, that they're better at something. And, it's not become a world of helping so much as like, I'm better than you. And that's not how we should live as a civilization.
I agree.
God has created us all equal. That's the base work there.
And you're not really creating something substantial or something of value with the drama shit. All you're doing is playing or preying on people's vulnerabilities and emotions and sucking them in. And it's just absolutely sad.
It's sad, and it can actually be a very critical situation.
Yeah. It's just sad. I would love to hear if anyone else feels this way or if I'm shouting into the void. No, you nailed it. You fucking nailed it. I mean, you tell me, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's the utterly shitty moderation that outrages me. Yeah, that's probably true.
That's a part of it.
That is a part of it. Every time I hear a please like and subscribe video, I cringe. If your video is good and I want to see more of it, I will like it. But asking for likes means trying to get likes when it is borderline. Early YouTube was not like that. Yeah, I don't say it as much anymore. Please like, share, subscribe. Every now and then I'll say it, but it used to be something that was recommended by any YouTube self-help guru out there that was teaching how to become a better YouTuber, to say, please like, share, subscribe. Now, I'll say bang the bell, select all notifications, because some people still don't know if you want to get all notifications on a YouTube channel the moment a pre-recorded video is released or the moment you go live, you have to hit the subscribe button, then tap the bell, and then tap all. Because you won't get all notifications unless you tap all, even if you subscribe. So, but anyway, do you want to add something, babe?
No.
Okay. That's that. Let's go to the last one. Why is almost every YouTuber being exposed for terrible things now? You know the answer to that, right, babe?
People are super hyper critical of everybody else, but this has been going on since the age of time. Like, everybody is, going to be exposed to terrible things.
Yeah.
Just with YouTube now, it's readily available. I mean, it's just y'all see the frustration, right? It's in the words right there. It's in the pudding.
Right. You know what this background is, babe?
I know that there are palm trees and water. It looks like Florida.
It is. It's actually the Seminole, Florida skyline.
Oh, interesting.
I chose this background because of this week's very interesting occasion around Seminole County, Florida.
Yeah, I just I was on Facebook before the show, and I noticed my cousin from New York. He was he posted some pictures, and he's like something about the Florida life, and I was like, because he doesn't live there. So I said, just visiting, and he's like, yeah, for now, but we're making the move in 2 weeks.
I'll tell you what.
And I'm like, why?
One of my favorite shows back.
Miami Vice.
Well, Miami Vice was, but I even like Burn Notice better than Miami Vice. Burn Notice was shot in Miami, in Miami, Florida, and around the surrounding greater Miami, Florida metropolitan area. And I will tell you, Florida has a lot of beautiful areas. It's a very beautiful place for the most part. What I don't like about Florida is the fact that they're subject to hurricanes, tornadoes, and all that shit. Here in California, all we deal with is an earthquake every now and then. God.
Floods, fires.
And fires. But, I mean, everybody deals with fires, baby. But, yes, we have a lot of...
We have more fires in California.
We have a lot of, forest land, and a lot of our homes are basically built over forests, mountains,
Mm-hmm.
And so, but anyway. All right, let's go back here, and we're going to wrap this up very soon. Let me see here. So I've seen a lot of drama and a lot of YouTubers getting exposed recently, some being really obvious but not talked about until now, like the Shadman situations. I don't know about that. Why does it seem like every YouTuber had some association with either some form of pedo, defended pedos, is racist or homophobic or transphobic, or some other terrible things? Why are so many YouTubers actual terrible people, but we are just now finding more out? Plain and simple, in my opinion, that's what gets clicks. When you act stupid, people want to watch you. That's plain and simple.
Yeah. Also, when you're sitting behind the computer and you're going through all this, you're going to be a lot more confident on what you have to say than when you're in person.
Oh, yeah, they call that a keyboard warrior, baby.
Yeah, and...
Keyboard fucking warriors.
I hate those because you and I grew up in a time where you have a problem with somebody, you address them personally. You don't...
You call them on the phone.
You're like, let's meet in the back of the bleachers after school.
We didn't even have texting back then, and we didn't have cell phones initially. They were out, but they were the big brick cell phones that you had big bag to hold, or they were only put in actual cars, and they were very expensive, and there was no texting.
No.
You either called someone by phone, had a real conversation, or you met in person.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Where did we leave off?
Dinner.
Why are so many YouTubers actual... Oh, I already read that. Edit. Also, I'd like to add, I know this is like really old news, but it just came into my head because it is similar in a way to the Mr. Beast, Ava, Chris stuff in a way. Why does James Charles get heat too, but we all forget about it? then the cycle repeats. I don't know most of these YouTubers here. So he's probably talking about YouTubers that are, creating a. You have to go?
Oh, no, I was just.
Oh, you're playing with a dog.
Yeah.
He's talking about YouTubers that are creating a certain type of content to get views. So basically, it's just, fake instigated drama, shit show type of content. And then people, trying to accuse people of being a pedo. You defend pedos, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're a transphobe. Like people have called me that every name in the book, and they know I'm not that. I know I'm not that. But you know why they do it? They get a reaction, and it stirs up their audience. It stirs up our audience. It creates a back and forth. And people tune in for the shit show, plain and simple. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, but there are some serious repercussions behind all of that. I mean, you want to say somebody's a pedo, and you want to put that out there among the community. You want to let the people know where this person is and to beware and all of this stuff. Now that's a very serious situation because people feel strongly about that. And if they see, for instance, Eli, and people have been calling him a pedo, well, he's on his walk at the park where there's kids. Somebody might react and go beat the crap out of him. And it could be very dangerous. And when people are making these accusations, they're not realizing that it's actually real life shit. This is no longer acting on YouTube. This is some person's real life.
Well, babe, the guy that tried to get a stalking order on me this past week, he conspired with another YouTuber in his group 5-6 years ago to paint me as a pedo. And he assisted that guy to create a pedophilia flyer that, was put out all over Craigslist here in the Bay Area. They mentioned where I was walking back then at the park here in Redwood City, Red Morton Park. I used to do all of my live streams there back then. Then I started going to the trail. Now I prefer the trail and go to Red Morton occasionally still. But, they were trying to play a joke to paint me as a pedo, and they were telling people behind the scenes that, they were suggesting to people behind the scenes, which is what they said, that we should contact this other YouTube drama channel and tell them that Eli's a pedo. That's stupid stuff.
And the hypocrisy.
That could have got me killed.
The hypocrisy is that the person that was talking to the other person, well, that other person was a child.
Well, yeah, the person that tried to get a stalking order on me 5-6 years ago mentioned in a video that's still publicly available on his BitChute channel today, because he used to have it available on his YouTube channels in the past, but he's had a lot of channels terminated out here for terms of service, and he's back out on YouTube, but he's circumventing his YouTube ban, and he keeps getting banned and keeps coming back, but whatever. He said, I suggested to a couple people behind the scenes to go to this other channel that does drama highlighted news and suggest that, you're a pedo. And he suggested this to a guy in his late 30s, early 40s, that's a manic, schizophrenic, autistic man. And then he also suggested it to a 12-year-old boy. We didn't all know his name. This guy had a YouTube username. I'm not even going to mention it here. But, so a 12-year-old, which is under 13, a 12-year-old cannot be on YouTube without their parents' permission. I'm sure this 12-year-old's parents didn't give him permission to be a part of this guy's group, do stupid shit like that. So, yeah, it does happen. It's happened to me, and it was pretty scary during that time. I had to, look over my shoulder for a while. I'm beyond that now, but this is what people do, and it's really, really dumb.
When I first started dating you and I moved in here, he would do a lot of in studio in the evening. He would have to literally walk
You got to
upstairs.
remember, you're talking to people that may have never seen this before. When she says he did a lot of in studio, she meant a lot of in studio streams, like live streams. We're doing this pre-recorded from the studio.
Yeah.
That's what you meant, right?
Yeah. Shit, now I forgot.
So go ahead. You were talking about, I was doing a lot of in studio, streams. And you were talking about these people calling me a pedo and this and that.
Yeah, there's another point to that.
What were they trolling me, or what was?
Yeah, but there was another point to the fact, and you know what? It'll probably pop back into my head.
Okay.
So give me a couple minutes. Keep talking about it.
Okay, so let's go back here. I'm just going to read one more comment, and then if you don't remember, we can talk about it another time. We're going to shut this baby down.
Good, because it's almost dinner time.
Yeah, DramaTube has only grown. The careers and bags made from Dramageddon 1 meant that people are always fishing for tea and secrets. So Dramageddon, I believe, was the first round of drama channels on YouTube like over 10 years ago. We're beyond that now. The smart content creator is the one who stays out of big tuber social circles and put a lot of space between themselves, fans, and orbiters. Yeah, I mean, you got to learn how to balance it out. First of all, you don't have to deal with the haters, and you don't even have to allow haters to chat on your live streams or on your channel. Now, there's nothing wrong with people that are disagreeing with you, but I just don't want any haters on my channel. Haters, I just ban. And as we grow and get bigger, it's going to get to the point of where we're not going to be able to moderate all of our comments, and there'll be some hate comment out there. But at that point, it'll be drowned out by more positive stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the smart thing to do is what this commenter said there. Try not to get too involved in the drama, and you don't need to be involved in the big YouTubers that are creating a lot of drama, because that's just going to make the matter a lot worse. Like, you'll get so sucked in, and these people are energy vampires. They will suck your energy dry, and you're going to be constantly tired. You're not going to have any energy just to do the average everyday things that people need to do just to survive, right?
Uh-huh.
So you remember what you were going to say?
I think it was about the fact that you would go live at any time and that these people would get that notification. They'd be right on it. And it didn't matter if it was 9 p.m., 7 p.m., or 3:30 a.m.
Right.
It was like all of these times, like people just pop right on. And that's like when I think, I'm sorry, you're living a little too much on YouTube. I mean, if you get a notification at 2 a.m. that somebody's going live, best believe I ain't waking up for that shit. I'll catch the replay,
Yeah, I would go. I could probably still go live at 3 a.m. Eastern time. We're on the West Coast. It would be midnight or 1 a.m. Pacific time, 3 or 4 a.m. Eastern time. And I could pull in 40 to 60 people or 80 people on a live stream.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And they're like the same people that were talking to us 4 hours ago while he was on his walk.
Yeah, I mean, some people just, need the constant, I don't know, especially if I'm calling out a drama channel and calling them out on their bullshit, they tune in to hear me call out their bullshit. I don't like doing that, but it has to be done. And part of what we do here at the GNA is teach people to not deal with bullshit. So we've got to use examples to do that, right?
Yeah. And in my own experience, what I've learned and have seen is like in these communities, friendships can form. They are virtual friendships. They aren't you know what I'm talking about. But and y'all have this kind of tribe and you stick together. And then you move amongst the other groups and you're like a cancer spreading all over to people that are just trying to do good. Your main goal is to destroy that. So it's a painful roller coaster ride, positivity and negativity all at once. We have people that absolutely love us. And then we've got the trolls coming in. What do the trolls do, baby? They try to hit us where it hurts. So they want to say, oh, yeah, Dawn, she doesn't get to see her granddaughter, or her daughter doesn't talk to her. And it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe the first 2 times that upset me. But come on, it's getting old now. I mean, I have to deal with my own life. I don't need y'all pointing things out. And that's the problem. And when it gets to that, you got to leave it. It's affecting your personal life at that point. You want YouTube to be an entertainment platform, nothing that's going to consume your life and affect it in a negative way. Okay, baby?
Right. Sorry, I had something important come
Mom
up there, but I got it. It's all good. So anyway, yeah, no, absolutely. It's just drama. That's all it is. And it gets old and it's repetitive. And honestly, at this point right now, I'm immune to it. But if somebody is going to attack me, like you're saying, they try to hit you where it hurts emotionally, right? Like initially, when I was being trolled, they were able to get to me. Then I became very strong. I learned from it. It didn't faze me anymore. And because they couldn't get to me, now they got to go and attack the people that mean the most to me to get to me. So my girlfriend, my mother, people that you care for the most is who they start attacking when they know they can't get to you anymore. So now you got to get with your girlfriend and your mother, and you got to say you got to become stronger and have thicker skin because these YouTube motherfuckers and bitches on YouTube are doing stupid shit. You had to learn to understand what it is. It used to bother you.
Well, what bothered me...
It really doesn't bother you as much, if at all, anymore, huh, baby?
It doesn't bother me at all. But what bothered me at the moment of that happening wasn't so much of them talking crap about what I've talked about on YouTube. It was the deep dive into my background that they would try to hit me with, and the mistakes that I've made. And that, to me, that's cruel. Bottom line, that's just really mean to do to a person, but expected out here on YouTube. And it took a while. It took me a little bit of time to get tough enough for that.
And they do that because they know how strong you become. So they're trying to hit you as low as possible. They're trying to go where no one should go just to get their desired result, which is a shitty reaction anyway. All right, baby. Any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. Just, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Very informative once again. And, I had a good time. I hope y'all did too.
Yeah, I think we said it all, especially in the monologue that was 45 minutes. So I have no final thoughts either, baby. So let's just go ahead and start to wrap this baby up. All right. You've been listening to the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. This was episode number 18, and we were discussing malicious YouTubers / influencers, and it was one heck of a show. To remind all of you folks, if you are listening to us on the audio-only version throughout the audio-only podcast networks such as Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music. Your very favorite, baby, is
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. She says that with style and a smile. We're also on Amazon. Sorry, I already said that, Amazon Music. We're also on YouTube Music. We're also on Amazon Audible, which is their, book on tape company. They do podcasting there too. Amazon is so fantastic. They have Amazon Music and Amazon Audible both distributing someone's podcast through the podcast network. So if you're on those networks and you want to watch the video version of this, go in the description of wherever you're seeing this or wherever you're hearing this audio only and click the link. That'll take you to our main channel, G&A Genuine Personal Development. When you're there, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. Also, go in the description and also subscribe to our live streaming channel, G&A2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where we go live regularly there. I typically do Walking with Purpose streams every day, if not almost every day. So, yeah, make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, and select the notifications so you don't miss anything. With that being said, have a good one, baby. Take care. And as always, what, baby?
Be good to each other.
Be good to each other.